So the banana zone started from September onwards last year. The market came up and did what it did every single time. The correction after banana zone phase 1. So correction phase. Then banana zone phase 2 kicks in and it goes fucking la. It goes bananas. Then guess what? Correction phase 2 fits in and then we go to the final blow off top. And you've got to be embarrassed. You've got to be embarrassed from all of your complaining when you look at that chart and look at how small that squiggle is for the correction phase. You've got to be embarrassed.
The crypto space is no stranger to fear and uncertainty. And once again, social media is flooded with concerns about whether the cycle top is already in. Raoul Pal quickly dismantles this idea, pointing out that key indicators do not support the notion that we have reached a market peak. Historically, cycles follow a particular pattern, and according to Pal, we are still in the early to mid-stage of this one. Using the core risk indicator, Pal highlights that we are nowhere near an overbought territory. Comparing the current cycle to 2017, he stresses that we are not even close to the euphoric peak phase. While markets do not follow past cycles exactly, they tend to rhyme, and Pal believes this one is shaping up to be stronger than many anticipate.
Please take a little time to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on post notifications for more videos like this. You can also check out our other videos on cryptocurrencies and the overall digital asset space and drop your comments and observations in the comments section below. Everything you do helps with the YouTube algorithm and immensely contributes to the channel's growth. Thanks and enjoy the video.
The cycle top. Again, all the fucking noise on X. The cycle top is the top. It isn't topped early. Oh my God, it's the worst. I'm so scared. I'm so scared. We're nowhere near. The core risk indicator. Are we overbought? No, nowhere near. Bitcoin valuation model. Are we overvalued? No, nowhere near. Let's have a look at it versus the 2017 cycle. Are we near the top? No, nowhere fucking near. Are we going to follow this exactly? No. Are we going to do decently based on this? I think so. I think it's going to rhyme more than people expect, and we will have a stronger cycle than people expect. The Nasdaq, for those of you who still bother to trade equities, which I know some of you did, it's following the same pattern. It's all like a rerun of the previous Trump. Because he's got the same policies, basically, apart from with the new tech stimulus. You guys all have PTSD from the last cycle. It finished early. Is it going to happen again? Am I going to lose my money? Am I going to round trip all my gains? Will I die? Will I have to drink Bud Light for the rest of my life? Or can I drink champagne? All of these stories. Blah, 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 blah. The orange zone, market goes higher, right? But it didn't really in 2021. Well, what happened in 2021? Oh, the ISM peaked. Do you remember? Raoul told you a minute ago. When the ISM peaks is when you need to be worried. Oh yes, the ISM peaked in March 2020, 2021. Previously, it peaked in January, February 2018. Guess what? That's when ETH peaked. Also 2013. It works every time. And where are we now? Oh, we're at the bottom of the ISM. Oh, how silly of me to be worried about the about the market peaking. For fuck's sake, people. And so, I don't even know what this chart is. Oh yeah, from the halving. We've only done, is it from the halving or from the low? We've only done an 8x from the low. We did an 85x and a 46x. We only started. Liquidity, as I said, peaked in March 2021. We're now negative currently by this measure of liquidity. If I use the global M2, we're just positive, but we're nowhere near there to be a liquidity peak. As we said, the ISM peaked March 2021. So let's look at it. That was what was happening in March 2021. Look at that. Financial conditions were falling. And the ISM, well, it had peaked at over 60. And let's look at the current one now. You ready, kids? The opposite. It's bottoming. And the green the financial conditions index would be going the other way. And the last time it did this, it went up a lot, blah, blah, blah. This is the chart. Again, everyone's like, where's my banana zone? It's failed. It's like the banana zone is a period of time and a price action that is nuanced because it goes in bursts and then corrections. So the banana zone started from September onwards last year. The market came up and did what it did every single time. The correction after banana zone phase 1. So correction phase. Then banana zone phase 2 kicks in and it goes fucking la. It goes bananas. Then guess what? Correction phase 2 fits in. And then we go to the final blow off top. And you've got to be embarrassed. You've got to be embarrassed from all of your complaining when you look at that chart. And look at how small that squiggle is for the correction phase. You've got to be embarrassed. Oh no, I forgot. You bought AI tokens and they've gone down 90%. I did try to tell you. I gave you the don't fuck this up thesis. If you could follow it, don't use leverage. Generally have 90% of your portfolio in the top, 5 cryptocurrencies of your choice. You're generally fine. You're generally fine. Don't FOMO. Don't do stupid shit. Don't get hacked. Store your stuff carefully, and you'll be fine. But no, most people didn't.
Pal suggests paying attention to Bitcoin dominance. A drop in Bitcoin dominance typically signals alt season, where high beta assets outperform. Pal has personally shifted a significant portion of his holdings into Sui, a newer blockchain project he believes has massive upside potential. He emphasizes that this is not financial advice and acknowledges the risks involved, but for him, betting on the fastest horse in the race is his strategy. Whether it's Ethereum, Solana, or Sui, the key is to understand market trends and position accordingly.
There's the Bitcoin chart. It broke out of a wedge. It's been slip sliding down the little slope of that wedge, unwinding its overbought, ready for the phase 2 of the banana zone. ETH. That weekly ETH chart is a killer chart. That's a beautiful pattern. I don't know, you've all given up on ETH. ETH's never going to go up again. It's terrible. It's the worst thing ever. The ETH community and Vitalik save us. Just shut up. It'll be fine. Will it outperform Solana? No. Will it do very well? I'm sure it will. ETH to me, overscale. Generally, I think they've overbuilt block space. That's the basic problem with the layer 2s and crushing of the fees. But once the financial system builds on ETH, I think we'll be fine. So I think the financial system will build on ETH like they use Microsoft. All right, we don't really have a choice. It's the most Lindy, it's the most secure, got the most devs, it's the most understood. ETH Bitcoin cross. I know I've tried this many times, but I honestly believe that this is either a wedge or a sideways consolidation, and it will be fine. Alt season is generally ETH over Bitcoin. If altcoin season is starting, Bitcoin dominance should fall, ETH should rise against Bitcoin. And again, I'm kind of not worried. Solana versus the US dollar, broke out of the wedge, retest, up, new high, back down, all fine. Bit of a sloppy chart pattern, but in the bigger picture, it's a killer. I mean, look at that. Cup and handle, test the highs, next breakthrough, this will be the move through 1,000. Simple as that. Solana looks beautiful. Solana versus ETH should keep outperforming ETH. So that's the risk curve I've talked about. ETH outperforms Bitcoin. Solana outperforms ETH. And then we go to Sol Bitcoin. That should break higher too. That will be the next leg, which will be alt season. And then we've got Sui, which is the stronger token, earlier, slightly riskier. Sui, and again, just because you guys are going to snapshot this and he's pumping his own bags. Yes, I am. I'm on the foundation. But actually, the majority of my crypto, liquid crypto, is in Sui now. And I'm looking for the fucking switch to go 100%, which I don't recommend for most people. I don't. And it scares the shit out of the SUI board when I tell them that, because then it's all their fault and I can blame them. And that's not with any inside information, honestly. I'm telling you, it's nothing. It's because of this fucking chart. So it's a beautiful inverse head and shoulders base, retested the base. I did a big amount of switching. I will do more. And I think that it should outperform over time. So I'm just trying to bet on the fastest horse. I'm just a profit maxi, trying to create the most wealth I can for myself and family and everybody else. Deep book, the liquidity layer to SUI. I've talked about this before. It's been a recommendation. It has done very well. It's like SUI beta. And it looks again like it's forming a wedge. Another beautiful chart. Deep book versus SUI seems to be doing the same kind of thing. That looks great. Doge, the king of all cryptocurrencies. That chart is killer. These are altcoin seasons. This is the risk curve. Doge is such a beautiful chart every time. And here's the money shot, the greatest chart of all time, and maybe the most hilarious chart of all time, is that Doge has outperformed Bitcoin by 500% since inception. And if we break from here higher versus Bitcoin, Doge will be the hardest money on the galaxy, and Bitcoin will not be. And I think that would be the most hilarious outcome in all of crypto, that Doge ends up being the hardest money ever created. And I'm rooting for that. I'm going to have some Doge. I just think it would be fucking hilarious. I can't believe what the Bitcoin maxis will say when you just say, well, yeah, the Dogecoin standard, that's what it's all about. And we'll have new kind of Dogecoin maxis who are bullying everybody else on Twitter because they didn't see the Dogecoin standard.
One of the most unexpected yet humorous insights from Pal is his take on Dogecoin. Despite being viewed as a joke cryptocurrency, Dogecoin has outperformed Bitcoin by 500% since inception. If Dogecoin continues this trajectory, it could ironically become the hardest money in the galaxy, a notion that would send Bitcoin maximalists into a frenzy. While this is said in jest, the point remains. Markets are unpredictable, and narratives shift. Those who dismiss assets purely based on perception rather than price action and adoption trends risk missing significant opportunities. Please like and subscribe.